Welcome to the live, our weekly live where we're going to hang out and talk about music and creativity and artist development and all kinds of things. Joining me, we've switched our times. We're on a Wednesday now. It is 10 o'clock in Paris. It is 1 o'clock in LA. And it is whatever time it is, wherever you are. And here we are together. And today we're going to be talking about music or fame. And what does that even mean? Well, let's talk about it. And I'd be curious to know what that means to you for sure. Let's talk about music and fame. So first, let me make sure all the technical stuff's happening and we are live. So apologies, I might be like this a little today. I've been out for a few days. It is quite bad with symptoms I don't even recognize. But hanging out with my kids and taking care of them. All of us sick. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Music or fame? What are you interested in? Music or fame? What are you creating for? If you are like any and all of the artists I work with, it's definitely about the music. And in fact, like right off the bat, I want to share with you that there is a wonderful book. And I wish I had it with me, but since we moved, pretty much, everything went into storage, but a little bit. But I'm going to get to that book. I can't find it here. Let me do a little search. I'm going to see about showing you this book. I have to ask about that. Okay, let me get you this link. In my shop where I like to share things that I think are really cool for you. Thank you so much, my love. Inspirational, helpful. In the shop, there's a link to a bookstore that has a bunch of independent booksellers in it. And there's a really good book called No One Ever Asked Me About the Girls. No One Ever Asked Me About the Girls is written by a famous music journalist. And I'm going to grab her name because if anyone knows me, you know that I love my tea and I have terrible with names. She's a phenomenal journalist. And she wrote a book about amazing women in music. And basically was saying that whenever people ask her about artists, they never ask about women. They always ask about the guys. And so she wrote a book about all the women in music that she's interviewed, incredible music artists. And there's an entire section on fame. And I should say I should bury the lead and talk about this last, right? But music or fame, I'm going right to the heart of it right here. The entire chapter really was about how nobody likes fame. Absolutely nobody wants it. Nobody got into music for it. Nobody wants the fame. It's a pretty bad byproduct of, or something that I even want to say endure or have to put up with. And these are weird words to say around something we should be very grateful and honored to have, right? But fame itself really is disruptive to your life. It can often be disruptive to your own creativity. It is a wonderful result of your success of reaching people, but it comes with so many downsides. And I do think that that could be better. I do think that could change. And it's because we actually need to teach humanity, fans, we need to look at the culture of celebrity and fame differently, and art. There's actually a big difference between being a celebrity and being an artist. There's a difference. And you can be both, but they are different. And we need to, that's a great word. That's a great word, that fame has its own set of burdens. And that's exactly it. Fame has a lot of burdens. But I'm getting like so to the meat of this right off the top and Chappell Roan has already addressed this. A young artist breaking through, like saying things that like put her career at risk. She said it that like, I don't want to be stalked. I don't want to be grabbed. Like none of these things are on limits. None of these things are no one's entitled. A fan is not entitled to these things from an artist because they know you from your art, because you've impacted them. So I think that we need to shift culture around celebrity. We need to shift culture from when I'm a fan. So this is what I do. When I meet someone who has moved me, when I meet an artist who like I absolutely love, I will simply say to them, thank you. You're amazing. Thank you for, and whatever it is. When I met, let's see, I'm going to think about who it was. When I met Akram Khan, my favorite choreographer in the world, Akram, thank you. You're an incredible choreographer. And then I told him why I loved him. Your pieces are theater, from the music to the storytelling to the spirituality to the cast that is so multicultural, and the women are athletic and the men are graceful, and everyone has to be able to do all the things. I'm so wowed by your work. And the response was, wow, what's your name? And we chatted. This was after his show in Paris, actually, many years ago. And I've seen him on a few different continents. And we just chatted after. And what I get back from people consistently is this. When I met, names, hold on a second. Westworld cast, and she just won a big award. Yes, Tandy Newton. When I met Tandy at the grocery store in LA, at a nice grocery store in LA, and she was standing next to me, and I said, you are amazing. Thank you for your incredible role and vulnerability. And whoa, you're acting in Westworld, going from like stoic to fierce to vulnerable, like going from what is AI to human, was absolutely incredible. And she was like, thank you. Oh my gosh. And same, what's your name? Shook my hand. Let's talk. Because when I meet someone who's affected me and impacted me, I don't ask for more. I'm like, can I get a selfie? Could I get more? Could I take more from you? No, I simply say thank you. Thank you for doing you. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for being great at what you do. Thank you. Oh my gosh, you've made me laugh. You've made me laugh my ass off. Thank you. And who doesn't want to be appreciated for their job? And that's what we're doing, right? Like when you're a fan to someone, you're just showing your appreciation for the way they've moved you. But we really need to, as I inform the artists, your number one job is to have an impact on your audience. Your number one job as an artist is to take your message and share it with them in order to take them on an emotional journey of your desire. Number one job. And your visuals need to do this, and your lyrics need to do this, and your social media content needs to do this, and your costuming needs to do this, and your stage production needs to do this. Everything is to tell your story, to take your audience on the journey you want to take them on. The second part of that equation is you have to ask, is it landing? Is it working? Is what I'm doing impacting the audience? Am I having the impact that I want? The same way that I teach artists, this is your number one job. We actually need to inform and educate ourselves and all audience members now. Well, what is our job in the audience? Our job is to show up and just be ready to be taken on a journey. And then what is applause? Applause is not, you're amazing, your ego, validation. No, applause is, thank you, you're doing your job. I'm feeling it. Thank you, you're cracking through this eggshell. I'm having an emotional experience. Thank you. So this applause is the thank you. And then what is the difference between like, I want more, can I have more, is instead of saying, oh my gosh, this artist made me had such a huge emotional experience, I owe it all to them. I worship them for that, for their ability to make me feel something. Instead of worshiping, we say thank you, and then we own our feelings. We go, oh, this is an amazing feeling. Wow, I love this feeling. And when I listen to their music, I feel this feeling. I'm going to listen to their music, or I'm going to watch that movie again. But we own our own feelings. And this is very, very much the same as someone who sees someone they're attracted to walk by and they hit on them, they flirt with them, they ask for their number. And if that person says no, they get angry and they're like, oh, I'm just not going to curse on it. I don't even like that word. Why? Why is that? It's the same thing. It's because someone's not owning their emotions and they're making the other person responsible and saying, oh, I feel something because of you, so you owe me. The artist does not owe anybody anything. And we need to teach fans that. We need to reframe, which also means we got to lose the power of celebrity. Artists, meaningful, impactful, important people in the world. But celebrity, I mean, I'd like to see Jane Wortman, my high school math teacher, honored at a higher level. I would like to see, we all know, you all could name 10 people you would like to see honored and revered at higher levels. So this is the shift that I think needs to accompany the world right now of reducing the power of celebrity and fame, and which would also make it less of a burden. It would make it less of a burden if, imagine you were really famous and everyone just went, thank you. And we had an exchange that felt more equilibrium, that felt more appreciative and less, again, I need more, I want more. I will tell you a funny story. I don't know if it's funny, but I'll tell on myself. I was at the premiere of Sarah Bareilles' Waitress, the opening week on Broadway of Waitress. And during the break of the show, everyone's going out, they're getting merch. And I'm talking with Sarah and the musical director, and we're having a little chat. I'm just like so proud of her for her. Oh my gosh, her creativity is boundless. It's really quite absurd. It's not absurd. Like, people are so multi-talented. I think what's incredible is the amount of work that she has done and what she puts out and continues to put out. There's my wife. I think that's what's incredible. She just sees a new challenge and goes for it. It's very remarkable. Anyway, I'm talking with Sarah, and a young girl comes and asks, I just got the CD. Sarah, can you sign it for me? And is talking and basically asking for a lot of Sarah's attention and asking if she can sign the album. And Sarah, the kind artist that she is, and I think not in a position to say anything in that moment, but me, the unknown to this person, I opened my big mouth. I actually, I don't know if it pissed Sarah off or she was like grateful. I have no idea after, but I opened my mouth and told her, Sarah's actually working right now. She's in a conversation right now with the musical director, with the director of the show. She's working, and actually she gave you everything. She gave you the show and she gave you the CD. Those are all the things she gave you. Go enjoy them. This is not the time to ask for more right now. And someone might think I'm a jerk. And someone else might say, oh gosh, thank you so much. I needed that. But that was my kind and gentle way of trying to shape that, trying to drop that information of just say thank you. And I did. I said, just say thank you. Because this is the time to say thank you for all that she's given you, not the time to ask for more. And she's working. She's in the midst of working. So that's my 45 cents about fame, that I really think we have to shift the culture, that power, money, and celebrity is not the meaning of life, and that humanity is. And when we recognize that humanity matters, we care more about each other. We're appreciative of each other. We honor and respect each other more. And for that, we need more emotional intelligence. Now let's go back to the topic, music or fame. I mean, maybe when we're young, there's I want to be famous in this equation. And maybe when it doesn't necessarily ever go away. Like, I think that the equation, the part of the equation that says I want to be famous is I want to reach a lot of people. I want my music to touch a lot of people. I would like my songs to mean something. I want to play on big stages. And none of this, hopefully, is really about fame. It's about being able to move and touch people and then have the career you want. And I would say, 99% of the artists I work with, no one's looking for fame. They want to make a living out of their music. They want to reach a lot of people. They want to be able to live the life they want to live. And artists are compelled. We are compelled to create. Why it's 10:20 in Paris right now. I'm still a bit sick. Why am I on a live? Why am I compelled to get in front of the small group of people that are here and then those that will watch it on YouTube later? Why am I compelled to do this? Because I want to reach people. I want to make a difference in this world. I want to impact my community in positive ways. I would like to see a world that is more vulnerable and more authentic and full of integrity. So I'm compelled and passionate about showing up to do this. And I think that drive is what makes great art and great music. That drive is what makes a career happen. I think the drive of needing your voice to be heard is a deep and basic human need. And as an artist, I need it to be heard, and this is my best way of having it heard, whether that's painting or filmmaking or both, fashion. This is how I am heard. And our ability to do it now is incredible. I think that we need to be aware of that. Like the fact that no one could know you today and tomorrow because something went viral, because someone heard it, you could really be known. And I think that the more you have under your belt before that happens, the more you know why you're doing what you're doing, meaning purpose. And the more clear that is and the more mature that purpose is, the better. When I was young, I wanted to be famous. I wanted to be a superstar. But I wanted to be like the stars that were impacting me. I wanted to be Aretha Franklin and John Denver and Barbra Streisand. I wanted to do what they do. She was making films, and I love films and acting. I loved her music and her singing. I was like, I want to do what she's doing. So it wasn't about famous. Like, I want to do what she's doing. I love this. This thing looks really good to me. I feel like that's my channel, right? My same lane. And so we strive for that. And then as you go, you find things that you love. You find, oh, I tried this and I like that. And I tried this and I like that. And so if you keep exploring your music and your passion, and you keep exploring creating things that you love to do, the audience is going to grow as you create things that are magic, that you're thrilled by, and then other people are thrilled by, and then the audience grows. So I think that striving for fame is not going to get you where you want to go. Plenty of people are famous and unhappy. Plenty of people are famous making crap music or art. Definitely not fulfilling. If you haven't checked out Alok, oh yeah, I said I was going to look for this for you, so I'll do that. Alok, the DJ, go check out Alok, who tells his whole story about this recently. He's like one of the biggest DJs in the world. Like, he plays to millions of people. It's outrageous. And when he's at his top, he was like, I was the most depressed. He's like, okay, I did it. Is this all that there is? Is this why? Like, I did this? Like, I don't even know why. Like, what is here? And he was very depressed. So go check out his story because it's amazing. But what's happened for him since then is a huge spiritual awakening, a huge shift, and a huge purpose behind his music and his art and his craft. And he's now has dedicated everything to saving the rainforest, to recording. He's recorded hundreds and hundreds of songs from indigenous tribes throughout Brazil. It's amazing. It was really, really beautiful. Just go check out Alok, A-L-O-K. And you can hear the new album. You can see his documentary. There's videos. Like, he has people from different tribes performing with him. It's really remarkable. And so using his fame for a greater purpose. And that's the value of fame. right? The value, the privilege and the honor and the responsibility of fame is then, what do I do with this? What do I do with this big audience? A manager just came up to me last week at NAMM, and I know the person that he manages, and he said, and I congratulated. I was like, congratulations, you two have just like exploded together. Like, congratulations. And he said, thank you. We're really starting to see like the responsibility of this. And I was like, I'm really happy to hear you say that. I see they have brand deals. I see they've created products that are valuable, really good for the people they're selling to. Like, they've created things that are really good for their fans, and that will also bring them like business and long-term income. So they're building their enterprise. But to hear him say, like, we're seeing like there's a responsibility to have this large of a fan base, like, and we're really just starting to look at like, what do we do with this? Like, what do we want to do with our influence? What do we want to do with the impact that we actually could have? I'm thrilled to hear him say that, because that is the responsibility of fame. If you think about it now before you're huge, if you could have a charity of any kind, you're huge, you've got millions, you don't have to worry about working anymore. What charity would you open? How many charities? Like, who would you be the voice for? Who would you give your money to? Who do you want to support? Who do you want to lift up and empower? You can start doing it now. Don't wait till you're famous. Start it now. Start connecting with that community. Start empowering that community now. Start offering your skills, services, and talents to that group now. Because you can. You absolutely can. The book is Nobody Ever Asked Me About the Girls by Lisa Robinson, and it's in my bookshop. I'm going to send you my bookshop to my bookshop. Oop. Please, if you have any questions or comments, please drop them in the comments. I would love to have more conversation with you. That's the whole point of doing this, to have a conversation. And I appreciate to everyone I see who has shown up. Spooky's gone, and Lisette, and Yay Courtney, and Alicia Ellen, and Sarah Lazaratto. I really appreciate you all showing up to be here. Please ask me questions, talk to me here. I don't want to just talk at you. I want to talk with you. Nobody ever asked me about the girls. It's a really good book. And I think it's a really great read about the music industry. Like, this is what it's like. This is what people go through. This is what women have gone through in this business. I'm going to say be shocked. You might not be shocked, but you might be shocked. Shit that women put up with, or have had to put up with, or endure is cray. What if we feel like we aren't good enough to be famous, like morally good? Oh, well, Sparkly, that's a good question. If you feel like your moral compass is not pointed in the right direction, make some adjustments. Like, that's you telling you that you're not in alignment with your own integrity. So get more aligned with yourself. That being said, the idea of not being good enough at all, I'm gonna even take out the morally part. Okay, well, I'm gonna see. It seems like oh yeah. Okay, so the responsibility once you're famous is double-edged. They're waiting for you to fall. Oh yes, people love to tear people down. There's not everybody. There's a small percentage of our population that wants to tear people down. But you know what else people love is a comeback. They love an underdog. We will give you redemption. We love redemption. And I even think that's part of it. So there are only 3 stages in life: creation, maintenance, and destruction. People like destruction. It brings you back to creation. We want to live in creation. We want to keep ourselves here as much as we can. We are 2 steps away from destruction. If we start to try to be in the status quo, like, I just like it here, I want to stay here, the world will bring destruction to bring creation back. So I think it's just part of that cycle. People want to tear people down to make creation happen again, even if it's a very subconscious thing. But we love redemption. We love that underdog. We want to give you a second chance to redeem yourself. So in many ways, it's like, don't worry about it. You'll have a chance. Don't worry about being cut down. Like if you're worried about being cut down so you don't even grow, you're just stopping yourself. Also, the idea, like you said, not good enough. Whatever you put after that, I'm not good enough because, forget the because. Everybody has a feeling of not good enough. It comes from a patriarchal, misogynistic, white supremacist world, and probably another 10 other reasons. So you are not alone in that feeling. What we need to do, this is why I actually, the first session I have with every artist I work with, all these artists had it, is Blueprint. I have it as an online course. It is to help you address that feeling of not feeling good enough and shift your focus, help you break the lie that is, because that is a total lie. That I'm not good enough is a lie. There's 7 billion people on this planet. You are here to do what you do. Do your thing, share your thing, do your thing. Who's to say, I mean, who decides you're good enough for anything? But the idea that you're not is solely in your mind and not your fault. It's like cultural, institutional, white supremacist, patriarchal, racist. It's a whole bunch of things. Why would anyone listen to me, a 54-year-old lesbian who's been 30 years in the music industry, actually longer? I've been coaching for 34 years, and I've been working since I'm 8 years old. So yeah, you should listen to me. I have a lot of experience and a lot of ways and tools to help you. So yes, but could I believe that? Could I be like, why would anyone listen to me? Sure. In the last year, I've certainly wondered that too. Being older, I feel like, 35 seems to be like the hot age. Everyone's really excited. When I was 35, I was also like a top teacher and teaching teachers around the world. And I was hot shit at 35. And I knew a lot about what I was doing. Didn't know nearly what I know now. Not even, no way. 15 years later. So, there's always a reason to fill in that blank. I'm not good enough because you got to remember when you start, just when I'm not good enough, you just go up. That's a lie. This is a lie that the world has told me. You are alive. You are breathing. You have a purpose. You have a drive. That's the reason to do. Why should it be you? Because you put in the work. Why should it be you? Because you have the passion for it. Why should it be you? Because you wrote the song. Why should it be you? Because you stayed up and worked on that mix. Why should it be you? I mean, really, to me, the why should it be you? The answer only is because you showed up and you put in the work. That's it. I mean, that's it. Proof you can create success at any age. Absolutely. Success at any age. And my uncle, a family friend uncle, I don't know how many of you have those, but family friend uncle, I do like to tell this story. And there's so many. Just Google success over 50. Like Google it. There's so many. But my uncle in his 40s with a wife and kids was very successful in his career and in his industry. And he was like, I'm really just not happy in this industry. I want to change to go to this one. He went into finance from aviation and engineering. And in his 40s with a family and kids, he took this whole huge risk and changed industries. And he was like Money Magazine's cover like for a couple years in a row. So he moved industries and succeeded at that one when he started in his 40s. You can do it. I know that there are women in their 70s who just started a business, like, and particularly for women, 60s are known as the third cycle of life. Excuse me, is the third cycle of life. And part of this is that menopause, your hormones are changing, and generally speaking, you can no longer reproduce. So there's an entire part of your body's brain and your brain that no longer are responsible for reproduction, and therefore it frees it up to put that energy on anything you want. All of this part of you, this brain part of you, this body brain is like, ooh, we have like all this stuff here. We have all this energy. Where do we want to put it? And you get to do anything you want with it. And by that age, I mean, hopefully you're in the, I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks anymore. I'm doing this thing I want to do. I'm going to live my life. I'm gonna become a house painter. I'm gonna become a crocheter. I'm gonna start a business. Like, that's how huge that is, actually. And so, yeah, do anything you want anytime. It's your life. We got a couple more questions. I love this. Thank you for the comments, because this is what I like directly. Sparkly, you're welcome for the answer. I'm glad it was helpful. Thank you so much, Taylor. I'm glad that this is helpful and refreshing. Lisette, I tend to get in my head when singing in front of others. Do you have any tips on how to stay in the moment and be in the feeling? Ooh, good one. Yes. So a few things about that. The smaller the group and the smaller the room, the harder that is. So singing in front of like 10 people in a living room is much harder than 200 people on a stage. Just the stage itself gives you this designated space for vulnerability. It gives you a little bit of distance. It's just this designated space. So just know that that's normal, like for everybody. Just, I do think that we just all have to learn I don't give a fuck what other people think of me. For those moments, you're like, oh, people are here. And here I'm going to go back to music or fame. So if you're nervous, part of the nervous is, oh my gosh, am I going to be good? What do they think of me? So this is sort of like, will I be liked for this? We're in the famous category. Will I be liked? Will this build my fame? I'm just sticking on this theme here. So the nerves become about you. But let's go back to music. Oh, why do I create music? I want to move people. My number one job is to take them on this journey. Why do I sing in the car? Why do I sing at home? What do I need? We want to take that feeling you have when you're in your car, when you're home alone, and we're just sharing it with other people. That's the goal. And then as you elevate your artistry, you're sharing it with high level skills, right? You're sharing it with like moves. You're sharing it with like, I know when I do this, I'm taking my audience somewhere. I know when I do that, my audience is going to react because I'm making them feel something. So we're just going to elevate your living room or your car performance because that freedom. So how do you do that? That's about going inside. That's about like, I'm going to go to my feelings. I'm going to just share myself with people. I'm going to not give two fucks about what they think. My job is to move them right now. So the more you can get into your purpose and the more away from it being about you, the less you'll be in your head. So go from our head into our body. Go from your head into your feelings. Go from your head into your heart. Go from your head into the emotion of the song, and then share that with people. I'm going to take you on this journey with me right now. I also promise you, and y'all can answer me in the questions here, in the comments here. If someone were to sing in front of you, 10 people in a living room, 200 people in an audience, 2,000 people in an audience. If someone were to sing and just let her rip, like take you somewhere, make you feel something, enjoy, and you know that they're feeling it and they're making you feel it too, how are you going to respond to that? You going to be mad at them? Are you going to be like, you're going to tear them down? Or are you going to be just so happy? And I think that that's the helpful point as well, Alyssa, to remember is that, oh yeah, how would I feel if someone else did this? Be like, yeah, sing it. Woo, sing it. I was walking down the street here in Paris and a woman was walking and she was singing to herself and singing. And I walked by and went, sing. Now, that's because I felt her joy and I was responding to it. That's actually how people feel. They want to feel that. If someone doesn't, and that's their sourpuss self, like, and there'll be like one in a crowd, like 1 in 25. I think it's, what is it? 25% of the population is sociopath. So that's not your business, not your problem, not your monkeys, not your circus. What you want is the 75% who's like, I'm feeling you, or the 40% that feel you, because you get 10% and 10% and 10%. You start building your audience. I'm in the IDGAF time. There you go. That's right. So in France, however, it seems to be funny because this woman was walking, she's singing. I responded, oh, sing. She looked at me like I was crazy. She looked at me with disdain, like, why are you talking to me? It was very strange because I'm I'm an American who, I'm not a typical American and I'm not a tourist. I'm a person who loves connecting with strangers. I love the emotional connection throughout the day. So Paris doesn't seem to like that very much. It's very strange. They're like, who are you and why are you talking to me? Okay, what else we got here? You have been 35, teaching for 15 years, and you feel like you're just getting started. Oh, I love that. Love learning and listening to me share. Oh, thank you so much. You know, I could totally see that. You've been teaching 15 years, and like we just we get to keep growing. I mean, certainly as artists, as creatives, we're the kind of people that don't stop learning, right? I'm 54 with 3-year-old toddlers. How many people do that? I'm sure there's a bunch. I'm sure there's millions. But it's not what most people do, because most people are like, I'm done, I'm retiring, or I'm, wherever, I'm going to settle in here. I'm moved to Paris, new adventure, new journey. Like creatives, we try new things, we strive for new things. We're like, oh, I'm curious about that. Let me go check that out. Oh, I want to learn that. And certainly with the voice, we keep learning so much about just the science of it. And I mean, I've learned things, and the way I teach now is so different because science showed us some stuff we didn't know before. It was so fun. I love it. More tools in the toolbox. Oh, I got more ways to help you. Amazing. I have, I'm laughing because not like I get to many of these things, but they are all there that I can, my goal is to rip through them for sure. But I have on my computer a dog training program that is really good, is really helping me up my game with my dog. I have a toddler training course because I really want more tools to help my children. Like I have all the tools for coaching. I have lots of tools for coaching. I need more for my kid, for my kids. More tools in my toolbox to help myself be a better parent. I have a book on marketing, essentially, that's really about helping me be able to word the language for my programs so I can share them in a way that will make them the most impactful. And I have another book by Gabon Mate, I think it's called Hold On to Your Kids, on my bedside. Again, tools for my kids, for myself, for my kids. So I have 4 things that I say I'm dabbling in all of them because I watch a little bit of this, digest it, practice it, read that, digest it, practice it, all for my growth, all for me to be a better parent to my dogs, to my kids, to myself, to my life, something for my business. This is creativity. None of that's about being famous. That's about me being a better human, being a better artist, being a better creative, being a better entrepreneur. Like, I mean, you're a creative. You're going to keep learning. I sure hope so. Whatever happened to that doll project? I was selected to be a recorded voice in Brazil. Oh, Taylor, are you talking about Lottie Dottie Chicken? Because that's what I went to Brazil for. I will show it to you. It's on YouTube, and I did a bunch of voices. It's also probably on my YouTube channel, like my stuff. But I did a bunch of voices not voices, sorry. I recorded, I think, around 28 songs for, let me get to this. So that's Lottie Dottie. I did about 28 songs for them. And it took me to Brazil, which was really amazing. I worked with wonderful people, and I got to go to Ilha Grande and had a great experience. So that's Lottie Dottie. Yeah, I did that. I sang a bunch of songs, and I produced a bunch of kids singing it. And I did a bunch of kids' voices as well. I did the background. Lottie Dottie. So I did like 4 kids' voices also. That was awesome. That was really fun. Thanks for asking. I want to look at some of these other comments. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's see. It ain't over till it's over. No. Nearly everybody has the feeling of not being good enough. Yes, you're 58 and had your first release 3 years ago. Phenomenal. And now you're working on an album where you mix inputs from your life. That's phenomenal. Congratulations, Daniel. I'm super happy for that. We are here to create. We're here to share. We're here to grow as spiritual people. I mean, we're actually not on this planet to make a lot of money. We're not on this planet to whatever the idea of success is we've been told. We're here to be human. We're here to create community. We're here to make an impact on others. I know I'm going to quote whoever said this, that, we are remembered not for like the things we have. We're remembered by the emotional impact we leave on others. And that's your legacy. Would I like to write a song like Somewhere Over the Rainbow that is for decades beloved and known by people around the world? Yes, I would. I would really like for one of the many songs I've written to be remembered like that. And I still have the rest of my life to make that happen. Because I think that that's an amazing, what a legacy to leave. Now, that's to all the world and all the strangers. What was that man like to his family and his circle and the people he knew, right? That's equally important to me. If not more, actually, it's more so. So I think that, like what success is for you is, that's the thing to look at, like music or fame. Why am I doing this? What do I actually want to create in my life? There's plenty of artists that I know who tour for 10 years. And then they're like, I want to be home. I want to raise a family. So they shift what their career looks like. They shift how they're making their money from, instead of touring, to doing studio work or engineering or different things, because, I want to build a family. Did they fail in life? Of course not. Why are you doing what you're doing? That's the question to continually ask. Awesome. JFX, I'm so glad. Oh, thanks for subscribing. I'm super happy you're here. Thank you. The Let Them Theory has been a game changer by Mel Robbins that has shifted so much self-doubt and worry. I love that. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Let Them Theory. Cool. What is it, like let them think whatever they want? Yeah. Awesome. So a couple things for everyone joining. Wednesdays at 1 LA time. That's when I'll be doing this. We'll see how long this keeps up at this time. Should be good. Kevco, what? Welcome to the live. How nice to see you. And so just to give you all some updates, yes, I'm in Paris, coaching on Zoom, coaching in Europe, coaching in Paris. So if you're on this side of the pond, hit me up, say hi. If you know good people on this side of the pond, hit me up and introduce me. And in LA on February 27th, we are having Amplify, the fundraiser. It is a music community event. I'm going to drop it in the comments. We're looking for sponsors right now. We do have a bunch that have joined us, which I'm very excited about. We're raising money for Music Cares, specifically for people who've been affected by the fires in LA. We're raising in-kind donations. So myself and some other vocal coaches will be giving voice classes. Those will be donated. We're getting gear and guitars, things to replace things that have been lost by people. So if you can join us, please do. It's in LA on the, will this go in a comment? Nope, it won't. It'll be, I'm going to send, I can put a link though. Let me grab the link. It'll be in LA. If you can't join us, please consider donating and definitely sharing it. Please share the information. The flyer is also on my Instagram, so you can share the flyer easily that way. And I'm going to drop the link to where's the Eventbrite? There we go. I'm going to drop the link to the event here. So please, if you're in LA, come join us. If you're not, consider donating and sharing to your community so they can come and or donate. We're having a fundraiser event with artists performing from the Par Camp. We've got Upsall, Jordan Swaste, and Milk all performing acoustic. And we're going to have amazing conversation. Like you like this conversation we're having live? I'm going to be having this with 3 artists, industry people in the room. We're going to have Q&A, roundtable. It's going to be a wonderful conversation in real life, breathing, and I'm going to facilitate having people in the room meet each other. So it's going to be a wonderful night of community and connection, talking about how we thrive and strive in this business. And again, supporting people who have really lost things in the LA fire, which was just something. I thank you for tuning in with me. I thank you for joining me and all your wonderful comments. Come back on Wednesdays at 1. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my mailing list. Link is in my IG bio. I send out creative tips in a blog, events that are coming up like Amplify. You don't get spammed, you just get good stuff. And what else do we do? And of course, if you're interested in working with me, also in my IG bio, and my website, one-on-one online courses, lots of ways to connect and get more. All right. Please DM me. Let me hear from you. I love this time together. Thank you. Fatima, thank you so much. It's nice to see you here. Lovely, beautiful voice. I'm excited to hear about what you're up to now. I will see you all next Wednesday at 1 o'clock LA time, 10 o'clock Paris time. Welcome to my new life in Paris. Join me on the ride. Cheers, y'all. And thank you. I really appreciate it. Glad you're here.